You guys waiting for me?
Yeah, we were waiting for you.
Feel bad.
Well, you should. Ah, there we are.
Calm your tits, Nick.
Fuck off. I'm
Seriously.
Man, I try to put this thing where it switches back and forth, but Nick's fidgeting around too much. It's just him.
But you have to get professional and get an actual computer.
Yeah, Robbie, get your shit.
I got a computer phone. I'm kind of like advanced.
It's a 2-for-1.
Yeah.
A doofer.
Computers are fucking expensive, man. I don't have sponsors. I just do all this shit for funsies.
I don't have sponsors.
Good computer costs less than a horse with EPM.
Ooh.
Got him.
Hey, guess what? You know, the best thing, though, is he was a good-looking blue roan quarter horse.
He was a good-looking horse.
At least I didn't raise gated horses, Sam.
Who's racing gated horses?
I don't know. I think
now,
they're like
if somebody could raise gator horses, then we're on to something.
What do they call? I think they're them ugly ass, Tennessee walkers. I got no chest, no ass.
Yeah,
that you're so fond of.
They are nice to ride, though, dude. I'll tell you.
Oh yeah, they are.
I believe that.
Cadillac.
You can hold a couple.
Yeah, them and like the Paso Finos.
Oh yeah.
Pasafinos are nice too.
Yeah.
Walkers are up here and shit.
Robbie,
yeah, they are.
Some of that country up where I'm from, and you wish you had a gated horse.
No, I don't feel like I've done anything. Like if I walk crippled for a week, I need the pain. I get off on the pain.
Well, why don't you just mouth off to your wife?
Why do we always end up starting the episode with you getting off on something? And like,
that's what I do.
It happens every time. I know. Thing. I'm just.
It's enjoyable, Matt. Try it once in a while. You won't have so many fucking gray hairs.
That's just not true. Let me tell you, it's just not true. That science is not valid.
Who uses science these days? You see something on the interwebs and you run with it. It don't matter what science says.
And as long as you can say whatever the hell you want, as long as you say it's for diversity and racial justice, then it makes it okay. And speaking of diversity, this show is brought to you by a bunch of white dudes. First and foremost, well, is Greek? Are they considered white, or are they?
I don't think so. Are they?
Greeks are considered
white.
If
Italians are considered white, then the Greeks have got to be considered white.
Those are
George, honorary white guy. He owns a little place called Loma Livestock there in Loma, Colorado. And they got a bi-weekly sale. Got a sale coming up this next Wednesday, starting at 10 o'clock. Follow with the cows and singles, followed by the feeders at 11. Check them out on dvauction.com. Also, you can bid and watch a sale right there. Just click on the Loma Livestock tab, dvauction.com. If you got any questions, give them a holler, 970-858-9988. And thanks, George. Next white guy, we've got Mr. Nick Allen Lute. You'll see on the screen here. He's also part Indian too, so he's not full white. I don't know if we can accept him in this rally or not, but this isn't a clan rally, so we'll let him in. He makes some braided rawhide Hondas. I was gonna bring one home to show. I forgot. But I broke a rope today. Did not break the Honda because those are bad motherfuckers. Nick does an excellent job. Check him out on Facebook, Nick Allen Lute, at Will Cowboy for Food on Instagram. And then lastly,
still the best Instagram handle ever. I think that's
Ever.
Oh, shit.
amazing.
That's pretty good. Also, Conway's shitty. That was a really good one.
Yeah.
My buddy Jake Houston, who will
Shitty.
be coming on as a sponsor here pretty soon once we get some details worked out. But last one,
Oh,
we
you
got
getting a free pair of
Dakota
boots?
Robinson. I might be.
Fucking sack of shit.
Dakota Robinson sent me this. His wife Sarah made it. I have got to look up what her Instagram handle is, but she makes braided mule tape halters. These things are bad motherfuckers. I like it. I've never really
send me
been
the
into
info on
mule
that.
tape
I want to
stuff
buy a
before.
couple of those.
I will. Let me look her up real quick.
Hey, send it in the snap. I was going to get one.
Yeah.
Too, man.
I meant to ask you a week ago. I want a couple of them.
I've had a bunch of people ask me, and I didn't do as good of a job telling about it last week. But Sarah Robinson is her name, and she is to my buddy Dakota. You've seen him on the show, the tall, smooth talking Texan. He's a cool guy, and
That doesn't like the Alamo.
doesn't like the Alamo.
That's right.
It's something like Too Tall Outlaw or some Sarah in the Southwest. That's her Instagram handle. Check her out on Instagram. She makes all sorts of shit out of mule tape. Excellent stuff and good people. So Sarah in the Southwest on Instagram. Thanks everybody for sponsoring the show. Support. It's awesome. So let's get into this might be a little bit of a deeper bull session than what we normally do, but I kind of agreed with Thad the other day when we were talking in our Snap group. I just kind of wanted to see what everybody's general thoughts on the current state of America. We'll still do a bunch of jackassing around and stuff, but it's some pretty serious shit going on out there right now, so might as well talk about it. Anybody who's I guess Jesse, what you're in rural Montana. What's your thoughts from that neck of the woods?
About the current chaos going on?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I listened to your podcast the other day about all this shit, and I agreed with pretty much everything you had to say. I mean, I definitely think, folks in Montana, there's like 12 black people in the whole state, right? So,
and they're all on a football team.
They're all on the one football team,
Yeah.
It's one of those things where, my old man and I were talking about this. You have to approach this situation with a certain degree of empathy. And if you can't do that, you should probably shut your mouth. That's my opinion. Because the reality is, and I this is just my own perspective. I've got a shit ton of black friends from all different walks of life. Not people from Montana. These are folks I met in college and whatnot. And I can tell you that when they get pulled over by a cop, it's a completely different situation for them than it is for me. It's just the reality of the situation. I can get away with shit talking and being disrespectful to a police officer for pulling me over for going 3 fucking miles an hour over the speed limit, for example. Where I would argue that if my skin tone was a little darker, it might be a bit of a different situation. So I think that they have a valid point. The protesting, it's all valid stuff, man. I think obviously everyone with a conscience can agree that what happened to George Floyd was complete bullshit. But I'm so freaking libertarian about this stuff. Like, I don't even feel like driver's license should be a thing. If you can drive, you can drive.
Are you a sovereign citizen, Jesse?
I am.
Awesome. I knew they were out there. I just
Well, and to to go further into the driver's license deal, like, you know, I live in a meat packing town, and so we've got all walks of life, and a lot of Vietnamese, a lot of Mexicans, a lot of Somalians. And now back 10 years ago when the Vietnamese were brought over, there was a lot of damn accidents. They hadn't drove before, but they got licenses. I wasn't here then, but I've heard stories. But what I actually deal with daily now is the Somalians have licenses, and they're not all of them, but there's some very bad drivers. I'm talking like crazy shit. And so, like, if they can pass a driver's test and drive like fucking retards, why do we have to do that?
Yeah.
It's the same way with guns. Like, it's the same fucking argument.
It's all about taxes. They get a penny for every license.
That's obviously the point we're all alluding to.
Thad, I wanted to hear your point of view, being from the South, which, you know, the South gets a bad name, obviously, because of the whole slavery, Civil War situation, Jim Crow, all of that. But I know a lot of folks from the South, and I know a fair share of them that are pretty goddamn racist, because it's just part of how they grew up. But I know a good majority of them more that aren't. They're just normal ass folks with a Southern accent, kind of like that. That's a bad motherfucker. It wouldn't hurt a fly unless that, you know, is a cow or something that pissed him off, and then he'll choke her till her eyes bulge out. But we'll all do that. So what's your thoughts, Thad?
I wouldn't do that because I'd miss. I mean, I'd catch every time. I was gonna say. I meant. Yeah.
Go ahead, Thad.
Man, like, really and truly, there's a lot of ignorant people down here. And one of my really good friends, you know, he lives in Coleman, Alabama, and they're known to be so racist. Like, they had a sign that got took down in my lifetime that said, "Don't let the sun go down on your black ass." And and I don't know, man, like, and that was like on the interstate. And so, you know, me personally, I mean, to say I don't see color, you know, I guess that would be a little out there. But, like, I don't view a black man and a white man any different. I think that, you know, I think that it's ridiculous. It's just ignorance. And so the whole protesting thing, I don't see anything wrong with protesting. I think protesting is a good way to get your voice heard if you're protesting right. The problem is the people that's causing harm to other people or property. And that's where, you know, and that's where the cops have to come in. But I think as far as peaceful protesting, I think a majority of the cops are on the same side as the protesters. And so that doesn't make sense to me why you would have riots and stuff. Yes, you're being louder, but what are you saying? I'm a jackass that likes to tear shit up.
Well, and it's not even like concentrated, you know, riots and looting. It's just all over. Like, fucking Fifth Avenue in Manhattan was just basically destroyed, which that's insane. I guess Stam, we'll get to you, and then I think Nick's got a really unique point of view. But Sam, I wanted to hear your thoughts as well.
It's interesting where I'm at because, you know, 15, 20 years ago, where I'm at right now was like the hotbed for the Aryan nations. And when I moved here 2 years ago, I heard nothing but, "Oh, you're gonna move to Coeur d'Alene? Oh yeah, that's where the KKK's at now, and that's where the Nazis are at, and all that." And once I moved here, I really didn't see anything or hear anything. The only thing I hear is people talking about it. People talking about the Nazis too. But, you know, and I've got a cop buddy up north that says that they're putting pamphlets in, you know, mac and cheese boxes and then gluing them shut and putting them on the shelves at Walmart and stuff. And I don't I don't deny that. I'm just saying it's not. It's, I read a news article today because a mile away right now, there's 200 people on the street with their weapons, and then there's a bunch of protesters protesting peacefully, and there's no rioting going on that I know of yet. But I mean, the narrative in the Washington Post this morning was armed white people on Main Street in Coeur d'Alene. Armed white people. And
that's racist.
And so, I mean, that just kind of reinforces it's like there's this opinion out there of this town that it's full of racists. And I can tell you there is only one kind of person that we hate in this town, and that is rich Southern Californians that move here. That's it. Fucking hate them.
Yeah. Well, when I told you that I had heard shit about Coeur d'Alene, I literally saw on Facebook a bunch of bricks had been delivered to Coeur d'Alene. And it was like,
I don't know about that because
because I've been wondering about how truthful, because I've seen that I only thought about that because of you, but I've seen it about many cities. Yeah. But I also was like, was there construction going on? Like, because I'm a conspiracy theorist. I do believe that's possible. Someone's dropping off fucking bricks in these towns.
I don't think it happened here because I ride my bike every morning down to the lake, have my cup of coffee, shit my pants, and then ride home.
Yeah, we know. I mean, actually, Sam, like way too often.
Yeah. It's starting to become a routine, and
like once every few months.
At what point do you start wearing diapers?
At this point, we're gonna revoke your card to make fun of Biden at this point because you're almost on the same level.
Just stop farting, Sam. No longer a thing you do.
Might as well rope the wind. But when
we get into some of that,
when I ride back, I take the snake loop. I go up and down and up and down. I haven't seen a single pile of bricks.
Well, good.
And that's what I see all these posts. Joe Rogan talked about it.
Yeah.
But I've seen many pictures, and they were delivered in different fucking. Some were on pallets, some were in crates. It was all different. So I thought, well, that's believable because it came truthful that Soros had hired buses to pack people in the last time this shit went off. So it's like, is it true? I'm not there. I can't believe. Yeah. You literally can't believe anything you see on Facebook.
I have to believe that there are people out there that are ready and have the means to take advantage of a situation like this and fuel and fire.
Oh yeah,
like Soros, the CIA, people you don't even know. So
yeah, let's hold that thought for a minute. But I want to, because Nick was talking in our Snap group the other day, and he's got a pretty unique experience throughout life. So what's your thought? Give us your background and then how your views evolved throughout time, I guess, Nick.
All right. Well, I grew up in Shawnee, Oklahoma, on the lower rent side of town. I didn't have a lot of money growing up, and so I ended up being the only white kid in the black neighborhood for a little while. And I did not have a good time. It didn't go over real well, as you could imagine. And this was in my middle school years. So we were old enough to be running around outside unsupervised, and many fights. But so I kind of had a pretty poor view on black people for a long time until I got out of high school. Now, I'm not racist, and I wouldn't say that I ever really was, but I was raised around a lot of people who were. And I didn't realize that the people I was growing up around weren't very intelligent people. I didn't have a lot of outside experiences with other people, so I kind of learned from these people. And I didn't really learn any different till I got out of high school and started traveling and meeting new people and interacting through work and different situations, that it doesn't matter who it is, white, black, red, brown, it don't matter. There are good people and there are bad people in all crowds. I completely understand why they are protesting. The black people have been through hell for the last 400 years. I don't agree with looting and burning buildings, but I'm not surprised it's happening. I told you guys the other day that if the roles had been reversed and white people had been put through the same thing as black people, that we would have burned this country down within the first 10 years. We wouldn't have took it this damn long. So I'm not very surprised that it's all happening. It is unfortunate that it's unfolding in this manner. But really, I'm not surprised. And I can also say that I live in a very small town in Kansas right now, so I'm not too worried about actually dealing with a riot. Yeah. So I might be a little biased on my opinion because I don't have to deal with any of the backlash.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like that, I told you guys they had that. It wasn't a protest. You know, they got with the cops. I think 1,000 people showed up, and that bus never showed up. But I mean, there's 1,000 people, and they just walked around the park a few times, and that was it. It wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
But what here's my deal on the rioting. This is where everyone's getting fucked up about, is they're talking about the rioting and saying that's not like just Nick was saying, like that's not the way to do it. But I don't think the people that are standing there protesting, they're not even the ones doing the people that really want change. They're not the ones fucking rioting.
I agree.
No, it's
opportunists that come in and go, well,
white liberals.
Yes, and
Exactly.
there's been countless videos to where, like, did you see that one that black gal was like,
Yes.
there was 2 white females spray painting Black Lives Matter, and she was like,
Starbucks.
they're going to blame us, you stupid cunts.
Yeah.
Fucking
there was
stop.
some black mom was like, she walked up to a car with a brick and she's like, hey, why are you giving this brick to a bunch of young black kids? Like, don't you know that the cops are going to come down harder on them? Because they will. And that's just going to escalate the tensions between the cops in that neighborhood. And so, like, and Trump wanting to send in the military, that is not the right fucking move. General Mattis came out. I wasn't a big fan of Mattis on his foreign policy, but his statement on Trump right there was absolutely fucking right. He is acting like a tyrant on this deal to gain some cheap publicity points. And it is not the time. It is not the manner to do it. We as Americans never have taken kindly to a standing army, and we shouldn't take kindly to one now. And that is not any sort of shade to our folks in the military. It's just, we don't want you militarizing us. I mean, that's the thing. And I know it's not their choice, but that's where I'm at, and that's where everyone.
But the police force has already been militarized. That we already have a standard military.
And that's the whole thing. Is it's just compounding the situation.
Garden City, Kansas, has got a goddamn SWAT vehicle with bulletproof fucking glass. In Garden City, fucking Kansas, there's not that many folks here. It's like 40 fucking thousand. I've seen it. Granted, it's ghetto as shit. It is like a patched together Jeep or something. But I fucking seen it. And every time I see it on the streets, I get pissed the fuck off. Because like, why the fuck did you use my money for a goddamn an armored fucking vehicle in Garden City, Kansas?
Right. Well,
like as Sam was saying earlier with Coeur d'Alene, where you've got armed white people on the streets and no violence. That's what we need. And that was my point of my last podcast is there has never been a more clear time that we needed the Second Amendment. We need a strong, unregulated Second Amendment. Anybody who wants a gun can go get a fucking gun so they can stand inside their store and say, "You want to loot? Come try it, motherfucker." I got my first okay dad moment from the gal that rides pins with me. She's in her early 20s, and her folks live on the other side of Reno, and she goes and visits on the weekend. I was like, "Do you own a gun?" And she said, "Yeah, I do." And I said, "When you go through Reno, you make sure you have that thing on you." And it was kind of like, "Oh, okay, Dad." I'm not joking. Keep that shit on you. And you may never have to use it. Chances are you're not going to have to, but at least it's there. And there's never been a more clear time in our lifetimes where like the Second Amendment is necessary, because that shit spread like wildfire. And it wasn't all organic. Like the Minneapolis deal, that was organic. Everything else, that was organized. That was staged. Not the protests so much, the riots, 100%. There's no way you have riots on that large of a scale without organization.
Oh shit. Well,
and here's this is
Justin, stay strapped or get clapped. Absolutely right, amigo.
And here's just to lighten the mood a little bit, because I almost didn't jump on tonight because I'm pretty fucking sick and tired of all this shit. I'm pretty goddamn wore out about it. But the funniest fucking deal is I'm pretty libertarian. Me and Matt both are. We always have been pretty aligned and all that shit. But I've got a lot of liberal friends. I got a lot of liberal fucking family. And I've had multiple people call me and say, "Hey," who are very liberal. And I shared that screenshot of someone else on the Burning Daylight page. But I've had multiple fucking friends and family call me and say, "Hey, how much are AR-15?" And I was like,
"Yeah,
do what?" And they were like, "Yeah, can you?" And right aligned with that fucking deal I shared. They're like, "Well, can you get me one?" And I was like, "First off, no, I can't, because there's gun laws, and that's fucking illegal, and I can't do that for you." Well, like, "Yeah, well, I'll pay you extra if you can get me like 100 bullets and get me like 2 AR-15s. I was like,
"No, sir, that is against the law."
Do that.
Weird.
Like, first off, prices are
for breaking the law.
And I was like, first off, I told them prices are through the roof. You probably can't afford them right now because of all your dumb fucking friends around here being stupid. You can't afford them. Ammunition's hard to come by. And again, you wanted gun laws. Guess what? They already exist. And I cannot buy you a gun in Kansas to ship to Colorado. I know that would sound convenient. I said, go down to your local gun store. You got no pass. You can get a gun. Well, yeah, but lines are around the block. I said, get in line. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, it's the
hypocrisy is it's hilarious. It's fucking hilarious. You don't want guns until you need a gun. And then all of a sudden you want a fucking gun. And you call me crazy as shit because I got gun cases filled with them. I'm the psycho. And then all of a sudden you fucking feel the need to have one. And I said, the reason I have them is for the emotions that you are going through right now.
Right.
So in the future, I don't think you'll need one. You live in the suburbs. But in the future, fucking remember it.
Hey man, my daughters live in Ann Arbor, Michigan, which is a mecca for a lot of liberal folks. And those girls, the first thing I fucking taught them was how to use a gun. I mean, and hell, today they wanted to go shooting. We had a couple hours. Let's go shooting. It's just the way it needs to be, man. If you can legally buy a firearm, you should fucking own a firearm. And a shit ton of ammo, period. Just
absolutely
family.
Yeah, it's there's never in our lifetimes has there been a more clear time for that. And I think this whole deal feels a lot like the start of World War I, where you have all these different empires, with different alliances, and all it took was one guy getting assassinated, and next thing you know, the whole world's at war. Here you had the perfect storm of the most divisive president in our lifetime. You got his base who will defend him at all costs.
Yeah.
Got the media and the other side of the aisle that hate him with a fiery passion that they can't even think logically anymore. Not that they were very capable of it before. They lost all capability of thinking logically and rationally and anything. So you have that. You couple that with an election year.
Yeah.
You couple that with a worldwide pandemic, total shutdown of the economy, basically, resulting in the economy taking a shit. And we haven't even seen we haven't even begun to see the effects of the economy yet. Like Victoria's Secret is closing down a bunch of stores, if not like closing down completely. Pier 1 Imports is done. Like a lot of these retail stores are just done. Like they're not recovering. And that's just like the start of it. That's and untold numbers of small businesses. Who the fuck knows?
But I think it's coming back a lot faster than you think because I'm speaking specifically for a midstream natural gas company, but I know we were at $78 a share, and we dropped down to $14.50 a share in a course of a couple of weeks. And I know a lot of old boys. I know one guy he took out he bought $150,000 worth, but it's already back up to $38 a share.
Yeah, so he's already that's the stock market.
There. Well, I know, but what I'm saying is, in general, I think you like history. Look what happened in 2008. Shit bounces back pretty fucking quickly.
Oh, it took 4 or 5 years.
It was considerably different than what we're dealing with now. I mean,
it is.
We're talking about a housing market banking crisis versus everybody in crisis, You're
right, but my point being is I think it's all a fad. I think all this is going to bounce back just like it was before. It always will, but when people forget, nobody's talking about COVID-19 no more.
Well, that was my next point. So this whole thing was brought about by coronavirus, COVID-19, all this horse shit. Not to downplay that it's a serious deal. It is, 100,000 deaths. Well, who knows how many actually died because of the coronavirus. George Floyd was also tested positive for COVID. I'm sure he'll get listed as a COVID death because that's how it works. The hospitals are monetarily incentivized to label it as a COVID death. And
what was it like? First off,
0.26%.
If you label COVID, you get a 13.5. You get $13,500.
It's like,
and if you
39,000.
No, it was 13.5 to label as a COVID. And if you said they were on a respirator or whatever, then it was $39,000.
Oh, okay, that's what it was.
But if you listen to Joe Rogan, one of his good buddies, Andrew, that Asian filler.
Oh,
Andrew Wayne.
Something like that. At all.
But anyhow, he said he was on Rogan, and he was young, and he was he played college football. He was athletic, and he damn near died. And his doctor came in and said, "You have COVID-19, and I can't put you on a respirator because it'll kill you."
Mm-hmm.
That saved his fucking life. So how many people that did die from this were killed by the doctors wanting money? And I don't mean to say they meant to do it. I'm just saying maybe they were ignorant to what was happening.
Oh, 100%. We're still ignorant to the overall scope of this thing. We still don't fucking know. But even if you go by the CDC numbers, which is largely funded by Bill Gates, who makes a lot of money selling vaccines to the World Health Organization, whether that's cause of all this, I don't know, but it's something to take into consideration. There's always follow the money, but the
See,
more and more
isn't that a
their own
monopoly?
numbers- yeah, pretty well.
Not
Enforced by
technically, but
government.
yeah, it is.
He skirts
But
that
you got
black and white line.
Gray area.
But you look at the numbers that even the CDC and the World Health Organization are putting out, and the fatality rate is gone down considerably from what their initial estimates were. And
Denver
the more
dropped
testing they do,
Denver dropped theirs, or they cut theirs by half, didn't they?
more than that, I think.
Yeah, because they had so many, and they're like, they went back like, oh well, it actually wasn't that many.
It was bad enough that even that liberal piece of shit governor was like, wait, these are not right. These are not right. And but so they're looking at it now, and it's like right around 0.1%. So roughly the same death rate as the flu. So for all those folks saying, no, it's not the flu, well, it basically is the fucking flu. It's a little different symptom wise, but it's basically the scheme of things is the flu. We shut down the entire country for a bad flu season, and
suicides went up.
Heart attacks went up, cancer deaths went up. You know why? Because they couldn't get to the fucking doctor.
People are bankrupt.
40 million people filed for unemployment. That's not everybody that lost their job. That's just the people that filed for unemployment.
Yeah.
And so you don't think that had a little bit to do with these riots? I think people were just pissed off, and they're looking for a reason. And George Floyd just happened to be the catalyst.
It was a fucking powder keg, Matt. It was a fucking powder keg.
I'm not real happy about that unemployment deal either.
No, there's people that don't want to go back to work now because they're making more money off of unemployment.
Hey, the unemployment for Alabama is more than I make in a week.
I was thinking about getting fired. I was like, what do I got to do? Because I could use a little boost to my income.
Yeah.
Did anybody catch the latest Rogan? I think it was he posted it yesterday with like that crystal ball and.
I listened today. That was a good episode.
Oh, I about had an autistic stroke. Like the
I mean,
one
yeah, but
dude
like
who's
that's your
supposed.
Tuesday.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. and Wednesday,
Tuesday,
sometimes Saturdays.
Holstein steers, man.
Like, wait, are we shipping Holsteins today?
Yeah.
So, like the one dude who's supposed to be a right winger is calling for the government to subsidize all these small businesses' payroll. Where the fuck does this money come from?
Yeah, but time out. Did you see his liberal? Did you see his liberal co-host?
I didn't see her, no, but
she's a fox. He's a 2. I'm sure he's very heavily influenced by whatever she says.
Well, I'm sure. Her name is Crystal Ball,
and she's hot.
Like it just sounds like a stripper. Like we're going racist and sexist here. She just sounds like a stripper.
That one episode we said some awful shit about women, so I don't at this point.
Yeah.
I must have missed.
They haven't left yet.
Oh, it was pretty funny. Women and minorities were banned from being daylight burners for a minute, mostly because I was hungover.
No, yeah, we were hanging pretty hard, and we banned minorities and women. Surely they saw through the smoke, though.
But like they're talking about, and they were right on a lot of what they were saying. Like a lot of the problem is it's the elites versus the regular working folks. I think their views of what regular working folks want is vast. Yeah, Moise is watching, so he's not banned. He's honorary white too. That's my nephew. He's a black kid from Haiti, one-eyed black kid, by the way. So he wins the oppression Olympics hand over fist.
And he's actually helping your dad out all fucking summer. So
yeah, he has to deal with a grouchy old white dude. So like he is gold, like triple gold medal oppression Olympics winner.
He has to take care of your goddamn dad's horses while your dad takes naps.
Yeah, it's I don't even know where I was headed. Oh, these guys, like they're pointing out these problems and like why everything is the way it is, but they're just accepting, or like they just take it as a given that the shutdown was absolutely needed. Like, you're not addressing the root of the problem. Is like, regardless of this is a deadly disease or not, the government doesn't have the right to tell you you can't run your business. They don't have a right to tell you you can't go to church. It's in the First fucking Amendment. Woo!
This country was fucking founded on that literal fucking principle.
Yeah, separation of church and state is not to separate the, it's meant to be separated one way, telling the state they can't run the church, not the other way around.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't pay taxes. They are not controlled by the government.
They're not controlled by the government.
And for the record, I want to say that for the record, I'm pretty anti-religion. I don't believe it. I don't like it.
Fist bump,
but
bro.
It's their fucking right to do it. I don't care, even though I'm against it. It's not. It's not for me to judge them.
I just want to point out for the record that I fucking hate it when I agree with Robbie, but God damn it, I agree with you.
But that's serious. Like, look, just because I disagree with shit, it doesn't matter. It's their fucking right. They can go to church. I don't care.
No,
I read that description on Rogan, and I was like, I might like this one because they're like hip and new and edgy news talk from they're from the Hill.com, and I was like, no, they're just moderately better mainstream journalists. Like moderate. They're like
they did have
a
some
shade
good points.
better than Sean Hannity and Anderson Cooper.
Right, but when it came to the game, they were fucking spot on. They were saying the reason you can go to Fox News or CNN and hear what you want is because if you don't, you're gone, and someone else is in. And I like that.
Exactly
and here's
right.
what I was actually going to bring it up a minute ago and ask you. I hate to get back to the riots and shit, but Rogan had a good point, and that stupid fucking bitch on there kept talking over him. But what's the solution then? Tell me how to fix the immediate problem. That was a good fucking point. Rogan kept hammering down their throats, and they never answered it, by the way.
No, because I don't know that there is one. That's the thing.
Because that was my. I was thinking if I was there, what I'd say. And I'd say I don't know. I don't know.
So ultimately, my solution is what I said on my podcast yesterday. Stay strapped or get clapped. Like, you knew this shit when something like that pops off. You know there's going to be riots. You know there's going to be looting. Get armed and you stand at your storefront and say, "Not today, motherfucker."
If you were
that is the solution.
If they're going to practice their First Amendment rights to protest, there's going to be riots. It's mob mentality. It happened in 2016, ironically, last election. But that's what I'm saying is, like, if you just practice your Second Amendment rights, you wouldn't have a problem.
Yeah.
Because like my little daughter, my 6-year-old asked me the other day, I opened up like a closet by the door, and there's guns scattered everywhere, loaded, out of reach of children. And that's what she said. She goes, "Daddy, why do you have so many guns?" I was like, "That's because you never have to worry about nothing. That's why I got so many guns."
Yeah.
You never have to worry about
solution, as for as much as I didn't like that crystal ball chick, it was a good point. She talked about in Flint, Michigan, where the cops took a kneel with the protesters. That's a big step.
But you should point out, though, and I think that this is an interesting distinction. That was the sheriff's department, not city police.
Yeah,
Okay,
sheriff's
tell you
departments are by and large far better than a city police
Yeah.
department because the sheriff is elected and he sets the tone for the department.
Let me tell you something right now. When I worked at a mechanic shop in town, I worked on all the sheriff's department vehicles. I met them all. Most of them are pretty cool fucking dudes. But the Garden City Police Department, there is some corrupt motherfuckers in there. I know a guy. He'd been kind of in trouble as a kid. He got in trouble with drugs all the time. But as he got older, the goddamn Garden City Police Department would stalk him. They'd be outside his fucking front house, parked there, just waiting for him to come outside. And there's video of him coming outside and this fucking cunt goddamn motorcycle bitch cop. She went out there and was like in his yard saying, "Come out and play. Why don't you come out and play with us?" And they arrested him multiple times for no reason. And he got after 3 hours, they had to let him go. That motherfucker, and he also got the shit kicked out of him. He ended up suing him and winning like $500,000 from our local goddamn government. So then after that case, he started harassing his dad because I worked on his dad's fucking truck. So his dad was telling us one day he'd been sober for 20 years. He left his house. He was a handyman. He left his house at 8 a.m. and they pulled him over. And he said, "Why did you pull me over?" He said, "Well, you were swerving." I said, "No, I fucking wasn't. We know what this is about. It's about my son." And they were like, "No, sir, step out the vehicle." And they arrested him and charged him with DUI. He blew .00. He's been sober for 20 fucking years. So then he fucking sued him and he won $300,000. And every officer that was involved with that got fucking moved to a different department. They did not get fired.
Instead of getting fired.
They did not get arrested. They did not get put to jail where they deserve to be. They all got moved to a different fucking department, except for that fucking cunt cop, because she's the only female in the force, and they have to have her.
Yeah. Well, and that's a big point I wanted to make is it took a guy getting knelt on for damn near 9 minutes, watched him die on video to get the amount of outcry against police brutality that it did. It took that 9 minutes of video footage watching a guy die, like horrific shit. It took it to get that level. When every time there's one of these unarmed black guys that gets shot by a cop, by a piece of shit cop, there's plenty of cops that'll speak out against it, but by and large, they protect their own, and that doesn't help anything. You've got to call out your bullshit, and if you can't handle the job, get another fucking job. It's too important of a job for you to fuck it up.
But
we hold you to a higher standard because we should. It's an important fucking job.
Yep.
Yeah, we should hold them at extremely high accountability. But the only thing that sucks is like I know some cops that are damn good guys.
Yeah.
And so I hate that, it goes back to like the race thing, man. Like because of one person's actions, unfortunately, it kind of influences the whole group.
Yeah.
And I agree with you on that. Like I told you, I know a lot of good fucking cops. The problem is with any corporation, just like my company, it becomes a brotherhood, right? So at the end of the day, you don't want to rat nobody out. Mm-hmm. And that's fine with what I do. I mean, I get it. We cover each other's asses. If we fuck up, we hide it. You can't do that when you're allowed to walk around with a fucking firearm and have the okay to kill someone if you feel threatened.
Yeah.
When you get that level of responsibility,
you have laws protecting you.
When you get that level of responsibility, that shit goes out the fucking window. What really needs to happen is I know they did arrest those boys that were watching. And I think this is actually going to be the biggest change because they did arrest them and they charged them.
Yeah.
When you have to worry about going to jail over not doing the right thing, that's what's going to change policy. Because then all these other officers are going, God damn,
accountability.
He killed that son of a bitch, and his buddies that were with him went to jail. At this point, and it's also going to cause other chaos because then you're not going to trust each other. But still, I don't give a fuck. You shouldn't. You have been granted a level of authority that you should be doing the right thing all the time because you were given this authority.
Yeah. And so Justin Willis says that if the entry-level wage was better, it would attract better quality of people. I agree with that. The problem is it's a taxpayer-funded position, and the bar is too low to become a cop.
Fucking low. Super
Too low.
Hey, how many times have you guys been pulled over by a super fat motherfucker, right?
Yeah, Nick Schilling just said there's several cops come out of school with a chip on their shoulder, and it's up to us to be the brunt of their shitty attitude, and that's exactly right. You get somebody who was bullied in high school, didn't have anything going for him in high school. He goes to police academy, gets a badge and a gun on his hip, and next thing you know, he's Dirty fucking Harry, and you're gonna know that he has authority, and.
Well,
and you always have to have the disclaimer. It's not all cops. It is not. But too many times you stand behind your own and nobody gets held accountable, and that's what leads to this. And so I lost not a whole lot of followers for that repost from Kaepernick, but he's fucking right. When they protest peacefully and people laugh them out of the room or they say, you don't do it like that. You don't do it like that. You don't do it like that. If they keep doing it peacefully and you say not like that, what the fuck else are they supposed to do besides lash out before somebody hears them? So when they torch the Minneapolis Police Department, I'm not surprised, and I'm kind of with them. At least they're targeting their anger there. They're lashing out at the source of the problem. I don't condone, I don't support any looting and burning of private businesses because I'm trying to build a business. If somebody comes into my new studio, I'll meet them up there with a short-barreled shotgun, and we'll see what's up.
That I picked out for you. You're welcome.
It's awesome. Yeah,
welcome.
It's the one that I didn't lose in a boating accident, but anyhow,
it's a pandemic of its own.
That's a nice real
pandemic. It was a good gun. It was his wedding gift.
Yeah.
And by the way, the other groomsmen talk shit on me for buying you a short barrel, and I was like, well, he don't fucking bird hunt.
Where it's at, baby. Stagecoach got
I
all
like
lit.
it.
Well, yeah, but they were all hunters, and I was like, Matt doesn't hunt birds. I bought him a home defense weapon. What the fuck are you bitching about?
Hey,
So
and
Sam,
I smoked that first clay with the shorty. I smoked it. Yeah, powdered it.
Yeah, and then your buddy Teed literally showed up with a coach gun and
with
embarrassed
an actual
fucking
coach
everybody.
gun
And embarrassed everybody.
Powdered everything. Fucking.
Well,
Fucking
so
Teed.
one thing I wanted to say, I know a lot of cops personally that are guys I grew up with, and the reality is I can only think of 3 of these, and I counted them up the other day. I know 16 guys that have gone through the police academy and all this bullshit, and I know 3 of them, just 3 out of 16 that I would absolutely buy them a beer. They're good quality dudes, and I think the reason why, and it's not because they became cops, it's just I think that there is a connection between a specific personality type and the badge and the blue uniform, and it's a certain amount of arrogance and sort of cockiness, and when they get that little bit of horsepower behind them, right? Like as Robbie and Matt have stated, they got a badge, they got a legal reason to shoot, right? They're afraid for their life, and they can get away with that shit. And I think Will Smith, was the one who said it. But, racism is still super alive. It's just the difference is now we're filming it, right? Everybody's got an iPhone. So, or whatever. They're able to film it on the spot. Now, the chick who filmed George Floyd, man, fuck her. Okay, like
Yeah,
I,
for real.
I couldn't do that.
I've been thinking about that every day. I've been thinking about that shit. Like, I was like, if I saw a man getting murdered, I would have drop kicked that motherfucker.
9 minutes, folks. 9 minutes.
Yeah.
9
How do
Yeah.
you not go drop kick him and be like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh, I couldn't. I don't care what color he was. I couldn't have stood there and witnessed that shit. Even if I had walked on the scene, I hope like hell that my character is such that I wouldn't have been okay with somebody being choked the fuck out on the ground. I mean, that's just not.
Especially once he went out. Like, once he went out and he stayed, like,
Get the fuck
dude,
off it.
he's not fucking breathing.
No.
Yeah. And so,
And-
and that's another point I wanted to bring up is like, you know, like I don't buy into the whole like the racial politics much because I think it's a tool for the elites to keep us divided, and it really is.
It's divisive as
But
fuck.
to that point, for us, especially like on the rural conservative side of the spectrum, mostly white side of the spectrum, to just act like this shit doesn't happen, the black folks are saying Black Lives Matter, and they have a valid point, and then somebody will say, well, yep, statistically, twice as many white people are killed by cops as black people. That may be true, but that's like going up to a guy and saying, he just lost his left hand and saying, well, statistically, more people lose their right hand than their left hand. And he's like, motherfucker, I'm left-handed. I don't give a fuck about the right-handed people. I'm losing my dominant hand. That's not what they want to hear. To act like this is not a problem is part of why there's this big divide. And all you have to do is say, yeah, it's fucked up, needs to change, and then actually change something about it. It's
right. But if you go by percentages, a lot more black people. If you go like per capita.
Yeah, proportionally.
Per capita.
Yeah. Right.
Per capita.
Yeah. Oh, and then I saw this meme floated around a lot, and it really kind of it triggered my my little autistic nerve. But it was Lavoy Finicum, and it's like, remember when we all rioted when this man died? Because neither do I. And I was like, motherfucker, he got killed because he rioted. They took over a federal building, and that's why he got killed. They were labeled domestic terrorists by the media and some in the government.
Yeah,
that's why he got killed. It's not, and maybe we should have rioted.
We should have. We should have. Of course, we should have.
Nobody has still got justice from that. Like those cops that shot him, cleared of all charges. They're probably gonna win their wrongful death lawsuit. I hope the Finicum family gets some sort of justice from that, but I'm not optimistic.
That's not even.
Maybe
justice,
we should have.
That's not justice.
Maybe we should have torched Malheur Wildlife Refuge.
We should. Because that getting money is not justice. You don't give a fuck about that.
No.
Is for justice. I am reminded of the Breonna Taylor incident. The no knock fucking warrant. Right?
Yeah. Duncan Limp.
Not a goddamn thing. Not a goddamn thing has happened to those police. That is so fucked up. They went the wrong. They shot the wrong person. Like in her bed sleeping. Like I mean.
Yeah.
How much more un-American can you get here, folks? Like that is fucked up to the 10th degree. That's when a riot should have happened. Not that I'm riot. What I'm saying.
And so like and as I said yesterday, like these little rich white liberal Antifa fucks, fuck them all.
Yeah,
like they get everything they got coming to them.
I agree.
And more people need to stand, like all these militia groups. If you want to protest, fuck the protest. Go guard some of these businesses where there's going to be a protest march. Go stand guard by a business. Do some actual good. Protect the business. Protect the black business.
Oh yeah.
Because all these communities where it's happening, it's poor black Latino neighborhoods that have already got ass raped by systems for years. And now they're going to get ass raped by a bunch of white Antifa fucks again and have to clean up the mess.
And I promise you, those businesses are not going to get rebuilt. They can't afford to.
Fuck no. They can't.
No,
That's all they have.
It ain't happening, man. If you're a small business, you're fucked. This isn't Target, Best Buy we're talking about, man. Like these are mom and pop places. This is the lifeblood of America we're talking about, man.
Yeah.
It's fucked up, man. And Antifa's got to go. They got to
And
go.
Here's another perspective I've been thinking about quite a bit. Like, I know there's obviously a race problem, but I don't think that's what this really is. I think this is a bigger problem. It's a police state problem.
Yep.
That's the real.
Not a police problem. Not
I'm just
police.
saying what is happening is a way bigger fucking issue, and that needs to be probably. I'm not taking away anything from the whole race issue, but this is a bigger fucking problem. Because there's been not just black people have been killed that were innocent. Like Matt touched on a few the other day, but do you guys remember watching when SWAT was called to a hotel and they jerked that kid out of his room?
They made that guy crawl
and then said, pull up your pants and do this. And when he went to pull up his pants, they fucking unloaded goddamn rounds to his ass in the hospital and killed him on camera. And there was like one guy was telling him, lay down, and the other guy would be like, no, crawl. Like they were arguing, and this kid's like crying. A big old fat white kid. He didn't know what the fuck he was doing. He probably never been pulled over in his life because of the race issue. But he didn't know what the fuck was happening, and they just killed him fucking dead right there in the hotel.
Yeah, and it's shit like that that doesn't get reported on because it doesn't stir up the masses. When an unarmed black guy gets killed, the media will report on it ad nauseum because it's going to rile up the lefty base, and it's going to rile up the urban black community. And then the rural whites are going to get pissed off and be like, well, we're not all whites are bad, blah, 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 and we support the cops. And then we're just at each other's throats over and over and over again. And that's what these riots are doing. All these looters, that is what it's doing, whether they intend to or not. Most of them, I don't think do. I think they're just a bunch of young ideologues, don't know anything, just stupid people. But there's people. Do what, Sam?
Well, I want to show you guys a couple of things to prove that media bias is at the heart of this. And I'm going to share my screen here and just show you guys a couple of things. So, can you enable screen sharing?
Yeah, gotcha.
Hey, Matt, can I permission?
Yeah.
Raise your hand first, Sam.
Actually, yeah. I think I can do that. Like, I think there's a raise hand button.
I think there is.
I thought you'd probably be able to hack into it, Sam, with all your technological mumbo jumbo.
I'm not that good. I'm good, but I'm
Samuel Snowden over there.
that good.
That works on a few levels, man. I like it.
Oh, okay. So
that island.
Oh yeah, that's my desktop. So this
I
is.
thought that was my desktop. I was like, what are you doing?
So this is the Washington Post today. This is the Washington Post. Armed white residents lined Idaho streets amid Antifa protest fears. Leftist incursion was a myth. This isn't an opinion article. This is under their national section.
Oh my God.
Look at this shit.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've got 3 white guys in an American flag, right? This guy's a biker. This guy, a cowboy, and then you got just this guy with this massive banana.
Well, that guy's kind of a gunsel.
Now I want to show you.
I mean, if we're being honest, he's kind of a gunsel.
First off, that guy's a gunsel. That's not even like a biker. That's a weekend warrior.
Vet too. I mean, look, this is veteran right there. So this is the Washington Post. These are the pictures that are circulating on Twitter and Instagram that are not being shown. How about this one?
Yeah, fucking A.
That's right outside the Iron Horse Bar. And I actually saw this guy the other night. I walked past him. And how about this one?
Yeah, man.
These are the pictures they're not showing. This is actually what's going on down there. Like humans are treating each other like humans. But the media decides to put this bullshit out there.
Oh yeah, the media is the fucking worst, man.
And this is
and that's a serious fucking problem.
I
is
don't care
because
what flavor you subscribe to, man. Good fucking luck getting the real news. The
I know.
fucking like the Tom Brokaw days, right? Like just fucking report that shit. Instead of,
Well, and even Tom Brokaw.
Tom
had his
Brokaw
own
was so
agenda.
fucking corrupt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
but
you
that's
want
the other issue is
good
the fucking media.
news,
The media knows putting out helpful shit does not get fucking views. If you can trigger somebody, you're gonna have 1,000 more fucking people watch it.
You know who owns
Yeah.
NBC?
started trying to watch the British Broadcasting Company.
Yeah.
I would say BBC, but Robbie might get excited. But yeah,
I was wondering why you didn't say
Hey,
okay. I get the whole
it's a
joke
black
now, 'cause I was
dick
like-
joke.
I was thinking, why did they say
Diversity.
BBC? That's confusing. Nice
yeah.
setup. I'll give you the setup. The setup was nice.
yeah. But honestly, good luck finding a news source that's not biased. Like
Al Jazeera.
I don't know that it exists.
Al Jazeera. Believe it or not, Al Jazeera.
Really?
And actually, Russia Today it isn't bad. Like there's
Russia Today. Is that
Oh,
what
so now back to communist. That's downwritten.
well, yeah.
He
Yeah.
sucked Putin's cock and back in
RT
2008.
RT has some good stuff. But if you want
Matt's
to
colluding with
Sam,
Russia.
the Modelo.
oh yeah,
Good for you.
I've been colluding with Russia for years.
Years.
I hate vodka, but you know.
He's like, but Putin's cock. That's a good
But
time.
Putin, he's the man.
Mhm. Blah, 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 blah.
And that's
but
why
go
that doesn't
to-
get picked on, because he will totally go down that rabbit hole of, yes, I suck Putin's cock.
No shame.
None.
How many
Zero.
rubles?
But no rubles. You know, it's just a good Tuesday.
It's golden shower, you know. It's all
How
good.
do you fuck with a guy that is totally going to say, yes, I suck Putin's cock?
That's what's fucking
Could you imagine
about
if
that,
Trump
man.
had said that?
He deflates
Well,
everything.
and if it's true, and you guys give me too much shit, you're probably going to end up poisoned. So.
Y'all are fucked, like Epstein.
Yep. Epstein probably died of COVID, I think.
Did you guys, did you see that fucking meme about that, the cop that killed that old boy? Did you see that
Yeah,
meme
we
that
ain't
was
gonna
like,
say his name. I don't know his name. I don't need to know his name. Fuck that guy. I hope he
and
does.
I'm not
get
even going to say it. I know his name. I'm just not going to say it. But did you see the meme where they were like, he was put on suicide watch? And underneath that was like, well, I know where this is going.
Yeah. and just like Epstein, I'm not upset that he got assassinated. I mean, suicided. I mean, whatever, hung himself
Hey.
with a COVID rope. But whatever,
Just kidding, FBI guy. We believe you.
Once again, Hillary Clinton. I don't think you killed Jeffrey Epstein.
Nope.
How you feeling?
That
Nope.
never happened.
No, never.
And
I would
I
never
do
do
not
that.
have no information pertaining to that subject at all.
And we're super, super anti-suicide here. We do not believe in committing suicide.
We are very pro anti-suicide. I think that's how that works.
If she's listening, I have major concerns about her. On
That's a
top
fact.
of everything else, if she's listening to us, we've got problems.
Yeah, we got fucking problems. We're fucked.
She's got ears everywhere, though, man. She's like a goddamn
That's true.
cesspool. You can't get rid of that bitch.
It's like, was it like 6 degrees of lizard people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, kind of the same.
Oh, so anyway, the point I was going to say was for a good, pretty honest journalist, he's biased, but he'll tell you his bias right up front. Is Tim Pool he does a daily, it's like a 2-hour, like he does it on YouTube, like throughout the day, he'll do like 20 minutes here. And then like it ends up being about 2 hours total, but it's a good podcast. he's an independent journalist, and he does an excellent job. He's kind of left leaning, but he's honest and he thinks logically, and he sees through a lot of the bullshit. That's a pretty good place to stay informed, anyways. And Ron Paul Liberty Report, he'll tell you what's up every day.
Is there can we at this point, since we have covered this subject I didn't even want to really get into, is there a way we can derail and talk about some stupid fucking shit?
Oh yeah, we got a bracket to cover too. So I'm gonna
let's
my
fucking have some
screen.
fun now. Like, I'm done being pissed off at the goddamn government. Let's go laugh about
fuck
But
the
let's all
government.
agree with fuck the government.
Hashtag
Fuck the government.
fuck the feds.
Fuck Antifa. Fuck all these opportunist fucks that are derailing a legitimate, honest movement. For all the actual legitimate protesters out there, I'll raise a fist for you. Like that, do your thing. Let's get something done on that point. Fuck all these people that are already, or they're trashing an already oppressed community. Fuck all those people. Go America.
I'd rather y'all just make fun of me for getting bucked off a Colt. I mean, let's just go fucking there. Because I'm tired of this fucking political shit. It haunts me every fucking day. At this point, I'd rather just be made fun of.
There you go. All right. Well, let's make fun of Robbie. Actually, we're gonna have to make fun of.
I'd like to point to that, man. I mean, you still awake, bro, or how you feeling?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
You got any rebuttals for Robbie?
Fucking Nick Schillings.
Nick
posts
straight up fucking left. Oh no, there he is. Never mind.
Nick Schilling says he's rubbing his hands together and says chocolate butthole time. I like it. So, and
by the way, no, time out, Matt. Time out. Time the fuck out. I have not gotten a single chocolate butthole.
Robbie is.
Go on a bike ride with me.
I promise you, I
made
am
two
not,
this week.
Routine, man.
Sam,
That's all.
I refuse to stand on your peg, sir. That is not happening.
All right, so and the Cowboys versus Monty Walsh. Cowboys wins that one 64-36 on a percentage basis. Upset.
I'd like to
I guess this was just go ahead.
It's a little bit bullshit that you fucking picked the Cowboys right out the fucking gate, Matt. Just saying.
Nah. I've said for a long time, aside from Lonesome Dove, apparently people don't listen good enough. Lonesome Dove is not a feature-length film, and it is as well known as the greatest Western film piece of all time. It is basically perfection. That's why it's excluded, because if we put Lonesome Dove in there, there's no fucking point to having the bracket, because Lonesome Dove's going to win.
Who the fuck is liftandreach at hotmail.com?
Who?
That would be Brett Stanley.
Brett, go fuck yourself, faggot. Fucking douche.
Wait, what just happened?
There was multiple emails asking why I'm a douche.
Yeah, there we go.
Hello.
Doug,
Robbie's a douche.
You fucking Doug, you
Robbie's
douche
a
son of a
douche.
bitch.
Robbie's a douche lord. I like it.
My buddy Sam
Robbie
in the bull session the other day in the Facebook, and he's like, "Who's Robbie?" And I go, "He's a douche." He goes, "Okay." Fills in the
deal. Why's Robbie got to be such a douche?
Why? Why, Robbie?
Because I fucked your mom, bitch. That's why. I fucked your mom. I fucked your sister. I fucked your wife.
Is he actually going to go to his mom and be like, "Mommy, Robbie said he fucked you. Is that true? Would you like to report on it?"
But see, I'm different. I'll be like, "Yeah, call that bitch. Let me talk to her. I'll remind her ass. I don't give a fuck. I'll remind her."
Tombstone takes down True Grit, the original True Grit, 57-43.
What?
Outlaw Josie Wales destroys Unforgiven 71-29, and Open Range takes down who did they? Oh, Sons of Katie Elder. So that means Sam McHugh is the ultimate loser. Well, no, we'll do we're doing a consolation. Well, no, you have nothing in the final four.
No,
so
I'm out.
Sam McHugh is the overall loser.
So Sam's buying a whiskey.
I don't have anything in the final four, do I?
Oh yeah, you got Outlaw Josie Wales and Open Range. You're the only one with two in the final.
What do I have, Matt?
You're looking up for
You got
Appalachia.
Tombstone.
Tombstone's mine.
Yeah, Tombstone's yours. I got the Cowboys, and Jesse's got Outlaw Josie Wales and Open Range.
Bunch of bullshit.
So probably Sam, what kind of whiskey are you sending?
Doesn't matter because you're not getting it.
No, I know. I'm just wondering what you're sending.
Tell you what, Matt, I'll bring your whiskey to Jesse's wedding because it's not going to fucking.
Oh man, I gotta wait for a check to clear tomorrow, and then I'm buying plane tickets.
Awesome.
Fucking A. Thad, get your ass up here, boy.
Come on, Thad.
2020.
I can't, man. I got a honeymoon to pay for.
Oh fuck.
Hey, dude, flights are real cheap right now.
I'll pay for
real
it.
cheap.
The Dave Ramsey plan.
No. I'm not going to your wedding. No. I want to, but
Nick, is that a marijuana cigarette?
Snowball plan.
That is a regular cigarette.
who's smoking the devil's lettuce?
Nick's just over there ripping darts, man.
You drinking?
Ripping darts.
I'm judging it so hard.
Bobby,
No.
smoking a marijuana cigarette?
Your impressions are getting pretty fucking tight there.
You haven't even
Good.
seen my impressions, son.
I wish
So,
I could screen
Hey, Robbie,
recorded
some
Sam's
popsicles?
Donald Trump impression. It was pretty fucking good.
That was good.
That was damn
I do
good.
like popsicles.
Let's play. Whoever swallows the most Tylenol PM wins.
I'm down for that too, actually.
Hope you don't find the roll of $1 bills strapped to my thigh.
Sam has been practicing to be a predator for way too many years. I mean, he's really all in.
He's on it.
all right, so the final four matchup, we got the Cowboys taking on Tombstone. That's a
I'm gonna
that's a
lose.
tough one.
But the fact that Sam has to buy the whiskey makes me so happy. It just melts my heart so much.
You know, I'm actually glad it's me too because you probably would have picked like Jim Beam or some shit.
No, we had a bottle that
Cass thinks that's fancy.
Well, hey Sam, guess what? I'm not a hipster from Bozeman. I'm a fucking redneck from South fucking West Kansas. Okay, so I'm sorry. I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not bougie. I'm not bougie enough for Sam. Fucking douche.
Bobby's dog loves that shit.
This is what all the hipsters are drinking, I think, right?
Yeah, probably.
Good shit.
No.
It is damn good shit.
No, it's not.
I wasn't a fan. It's too sweet.
Bad.
I fucking love it. I bought the bottle just for this bull session. Actually,
I hate peanut butter though, so I'm a little like.
You're gonna be a hurting unit tomorrow.
I feel like Robbie. I feel like you really like peanut butter, and your dogs do too. I thought.
Well, you know what's funny about that, Jesse, is you were not in the snack group when this happened, but Sam at one point did admit that he loves licking peanut butter just as much as my dogs do off my balls.
No way.
Oh, he did, and I wrote that out.
Of that shit.
I wrote that out for a long while, reminding Sam about it.
There for a while. It was probably what Thad, like 2 or 3 days. Like me and Thad just didn't say anything.
Because Sam put a fucking foot in his mouth, and I rammed that fucker right back through his asshole until it was no longer funny. And then after it wasn't funny, I pulled it out of his asshole and put it back in his fucking mouth.
Quiet.
I think I texted Thad at one point. I was like, how long do you think this is gonna go on?
You should.
It
You
really
know me
was
pretty
like-
fucking well. You should have known I was not letting that little Jim go.
Well, the thing was, like, Sam wasn't backing down at all either, and eventually it turned into kind of just like everybody just kind of back away slowly.
Well, because Sam tried to do your move where you just like embody it,
Yeah.
but when you reference licking another man's balls, you can't really embody it and it be very effective.
What's wrong with that, Robbie? You against gays?
Robbie? Yeah.
I'm just against you wanting to lick my balls. It's awkward, Sam.
Hey, we have not been against gays yet on Burning Daylight. I mean,
Not till Sam came around.
It's what happens when you have the Grand Dragon Wizard on.
Boo. Wendy Testenberger, boo.
Oh man.
Boo, Wendy Testenberger. Great reference. So we got Cowboys taking on Tombstone and the outlaw Josie Wales taking on Open Range for the Final Four. It's a doozy. That's a doozy. I'm gonna post those as a poll on the Facebook page. And so that'll be up tomorrow sometime. You can vote. And oh yeah, Nick Schilling wants some impressions done. I want to hear this. This ought to be good.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Come on, Sam.
I've only got like a handful, but
Let's hear the Trump one.
Yeah, your Trump is pretty good.
Yeah, it is.
Pretty solid.
let me see if I
And
can
a
do this
handful is
right.
more than Robbie's got, so you're good.
Let me see if I can do this right. It makes it
Oh
so,
shit, he's going tech on us.
I think I'm gonna see if I can. I've been thinking about how to get this done.
This is gonna be a stretch, I think. That's what I thought you were gonna do. Nope, it's working. Good for you.
Robbie is one of the most
let me.
Robbie McKinley is one of the most disgusting human beings I've ever seen in my life. I know a lot of disgusting human beings. I am a disgusting human being, and Robbie just takes the cake for all of it.
I want to say, I'm so happy that like Sam is so obsessed with me. Even in his impressions, he has to talk about me, and that's what I appreciate about you.
God damn it, Nick Schilling for the win tonight. So the whole thread says, Sam, you take requests for impressions. Sam goes, what you got? Nick says, do wagon wheel.
My favorite thing was when I told
Wagon
Sam
wheel is
that,
perfect. Wagon
that
wheel
last
is
time I
perfect.
told Sam to play wagon wheel, and he was like, he commented, he was obviously a little sauced up, and he commented, he goes, last time I played wagon wheel, Matt called me a fag. I laughed so fucking hard at that. Because me and Matt had badgered him to play it forever, and he finally does, and Matt's like,
He finally
fag.
does it. I just go, ha, fag.
So that's the thing, right? So I'm lucky enough to have Sam come to my wedding, and he asked if I had any requests, and I said, dude. The thing I can think of is wagon wheel.
wagon wheel, baby.
On repeat.
And actually, I'm going to pay you to come to my wedding, but you can only play wagon wheel.
Only wagon wheel.
3-hour session.
Hey, I've done
So,
less for a contact bar.
I'm kind of contemplating poisoning your minister just so I can take over, and then like, and I now whatever pronounce man and wife, and Sam play wagon wheel.
That'd be awesome.
I'm kind of at an impasse, guys, because I only know one version of it. And every time I sing it, Robbie tells his mom on me.
You're such a puss. Get over it. It's a
I'm
funny
the
joke,
puss.
dude. It's a funny joke. Fuck you. It's hilarious.
See that?
It's a lot. I'll give you this. It's a lot better in person.
Hey, I'm just gonna say, on a serious note, like, if you have a hard time deciding whether or not to tell Sam McHugh to play wagon wheel, then you ain't black.
Jesus Christ, Biden. Okay,
It's okay. A Democrat said it.
No, he was like,
Hey, I
it's
still am.
okay. I was a vice for a black. It's fine.
That was pretty good. That was pretty fucking spot on.
But no, let's be real here. When you heard that, were you just like, no, he didn't. Holy shit, no, he didn't. Fucking the
No,
memes.
see, I just think like I kind of view him in the same light as Trump as like what the fuck is he gonna say now?
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
totally.
What's it gonna be? It's just a couple of crotchety old fucks that are too full of themselves. And you know it's gonna be gold, just comedy gold anytime their mouth opens.
When I look at Trump, I'm like,
unintentional.
What kind of wild shit is he gonna say? When I look at Biden, I'm like, what kind of crazy shit is he gonna say today?
Yeah, exactly. But it's like they're both wild cards. You don't know what the fuck they're gonna say, but you know it's gonna be hilarious.
And I don't think either one of them know what they're gonna say.
No,
I mean,
I think Trump knows it's going to be hilarious. Biden's pretty serious.
But I liked what that chick on Rogan said, or both of them said about Trump. Was like, no, it was a dude. He was like, Trump literally just speaks in the moment. He just lives in this little moment, and that's why he says some of the fucking shit he says, because he's just living right. He's not thinking about what's this going to sound like a week from now. He's like, right now, I'm going to say what I'm thinking. And it is fucking wild.
Yeah, but he dominates the news cycle, and he knows how to do it. So he knows a week from now, nobody's going to fucking remember.
Yeah. Well, and to his credit, I mean, when you're a fucking reality TV star and you're worth billions, you got a little bit of an edge on everybody else. Like you know how to fuck with the camera. That's good.
What's I also find hilarious is like he's got pictures with him at almost every mainstream celebrity's fucking birthday parties or whatever. But the minute he became the Republican president, they sold out so hard. They were like, fuck Trump, fuck this motherfucker. I'm like, well, he was at your birthday party
this year.
About that.
This year.
Yeah.
But if you want to put on your tinfoil hat, the last time there was a BLM protest was 2016.
Yeah.
But right after the election.
Yeah.
Now there's one right before. Funny.
Yeah, it is an interesting juxtaposition for sure.
You remember 2016 when he won and every single Starbucks in a metro area was fucked?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't have anybody working, first of all.
Right.
And second of all, they were getting trash cans thrown through by the employees that worked there.
Yeah. Man,
yeah.
I was living in Ann Arbor, Michigan at the time when he got elected, and it was an interesting crybaby fest.
Macklemore was blocking freeways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about Macklemore. Is he still around?
Oh, yeah. He's sucking off one of the Seahawks somewhere.
Yeah,
I mean, that's probably pretty fucking true.
What happened to my boy Gary Johnson, man? What he just like disappeared.
Well, he's down there in New Mexico, and he's just fiscally conservative and socially liberal.
Right.
Hey, when you get ate by the political machine, you go hide somewhere.
You go
what's a Aleppo?
Get back in your room, bitch. Get back in your fucking room.
Oh, and this is why I can even though I'm a libertarian, I will I'm not going to be a member of the Libertarian Party. Like they're a fucking joke.
The Wizard,
they've been around.
The Wizard killed it, right? The fucking Wizard,
Vermin Supreme.
Yeah, what the fuck?
He wears a fucking boot on his head.
I don't even know where to start with that motherfucker. I mean,
well, if you listen to him talk, he's really good satire. Like he's a walking version of the Babylon Bee.
Yeah.
And he's hilarious. He's good at what he does.
Yeah.
He's got some good points. How do you take the Libertarian Party seriously? I can't, and I'm almost full anarchist at this point, and I can't take them seriously.
What the hell's going on in Oklahoma, Nick?
I don't know.
Running away.
Playing that chopped up bingo.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what time is it in Oklahoma? It's about time to kill a deer or some shit, ain't it?
Yeah.
How's your Chevy Lumina running there, Nick?
Not very good these days. I'm pretty sure we blew the motor in that thing. We never put any oil in it.
You'll have that on them big jobs.
Yeah.
Did we
I'm
lose
surprised
that?
it lasted.
Is Dad like peace the fuck out?
Yeah, that's just like zoned over there.
He even muted himself.
You guys go easy on Dad. He's already been to the Mexican joint like 3 times today.
Yeah,
And like 6 margaritas 4 times today.
4 times.
Breakfast, lunch, and margaritas. You know.
He just fucking emptied his goddamn savings account on a ring. He's second guessing his choice in life.
He's out of tequila, and tequila's the fuel that keeps that fad wound up.
He's like, I'm gonna be locked down like Robbie fucking ass so fast, and it is a lot to take in.
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah,
That's the last thing I wanted to be like Robbie. I was like, man, I don't want to be like that.
No, nobody want to be like that.
I don't blame you.
Like, I know Robbie looks in the mirror every morning and goes, man, other people would be lucky to be me. But the reality of it is we look at him and we go, man, that's a real good, like, they should do an after school special on this because that'll get some.
that's fucking meme central right there.
No, first off, time out. First off, wrong. I quit writing rules for my wife. When I look in the mirror, I think people love to look like me, but not be me. That's what I think, Sam. Write your book about that, Mr. Scientological fucking genius over here.
What was the
$2
difference
words.
in Robbie right there and a 14-year-old girl? I don't know the difference there.
I've got a penis. There's a penis. Me. God, let me just show you this. Well, I can't. I don't know how to. We'll work on that later.
You're
gonna have to
work
wipe
on
the
it.
peanut
You
butter
gotta
off
go
first.
inside and get your strap on.
I ain't no. Who said I ain't putting peanut butter on my dill? Because we already know what Sam has said about peanut butter and my dilly whacker. I'm
I
not
said you're
going to
gonna have to
encourage
wipe it
some of
off.
it. I think Sam.
Robbie, I thought one of your strap-ons was gonna get hung up in Matt's studio.
Well, you know,
It's probably there. I mean, he just check his mailbox. I don't know. We'll see.
Robbie butt dialed me the other night. It was the weirdest thing. I was listening, and his phone, he must have taken his pants off and butt dialed me because his phone was on the ground. It sounded like it was still in the jeans, but all I heard was, honey, can we use my dick tonight?
That was pretty low hanging fruit there, Sam. I'll give it to you. But
Don't act like you're impressed. That would demean your character.
You're better than that.
I know I'm better than that.
I don't know if any of it.
Every night.
I don't know if any of us are better than that. If we're being honest.
No, Jesse.
I don't.
I know Jesse doesn't use her dick.
Fucking ain't right.
Oh yeah. Proud papa to be again.
Fuck my life, man.
So what you're saying was it wasn't planned?
No, man. This is kid number fucking 3 that I ain't planned, man.
And how old are your kids? How old are your living kids?
They are 14 and a half and 13.
And how old are you?
Me?
Dude, you don't waste time.
Well, I am fucking 30 goddamn 5. Old enough to not be
Oh,
out.
so you're fucking good. You started young. You're fine.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
I mean, fuck, Matt's goddamn 50 and he's got 2 little kids.
Hey, but I don't look a day over 87. I mean, come on.
Wow.
So
He's like Dave Letterman.
Kinda.
My youngest daughter thought this was so fucking funny. We go to lunch yesterday or today to tell my future mother-in-law that she's gonna be a grandma, and we're at lunch, right? We're eating and stuff, and we tell her, and she's all fucking ecstatic and blah blah blah, and the fucking waiter. So after we eat lunch, he brings a check, and my fiance takes it. Okay, she takes the check, and he's like, he looks at me, he's like, "Fuck, man, that's pretty cool that your kids are buying lunch for you." Talking to me, I'm like, "What the fuck?" And my youngest daughter thought it was so great. She just couldn't stop laughing about it. And I'm like, "Fuck, man." Yeah, I ain't a day over 85 either, Matt. So I'm with you.
Well, and here's another thing I've been meaning to bring up in the Snap group. So I've looked at, Jesse's and Nick's profiles, and obviously Sam's been around for too fucking long. But it looks like there's a lot of fellers in this Snap group that have out-punted their coverage.
You ain't fucking lying there, buddy.
No,
Yeah.
no, I'm not lying. Because I said it. I seen it, and I was like, how the fuck this all happened? Maybe that's why we all fucking gel pretty well, because
we're the biggest bunch of fucking
Big
con
time.
artists around. That's what it is.
Goddamn right.
2 big hustling motherfuckers.
I was going to
Yeah,
the
all right,
gym.
so
I was going to the gym
Yeah,
like for a solid 3 months every day straight. And then Amanda and I started dating. And then I proposed and boom, 10 more pounds.
Bod. It's not a dad bod, it's a father figure. Right?
there you go.
Went from a medium to
There
a
you
large.
go. Yeah, Thad ran for all of 2 times in October.
He ran 2 miles. 2
Good job.
fucking
Yeah.
miles.
I honestly feel like
he-
he just did October, not sober October. He'd have had enough tequila to run 3 miles a day.
I don't know if I don't know if Jesse and Nick, were you guys followers when we were doing that?
No.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Never
Well,
heard of you, Robbie.
All you missed was us saying fuck Robbie a lot.
right. But
a lot.
here's the funniest thing. So like me and Thad were probably the biggest posters like in the Snap group back then. And after day 2, all of a sudden Thad went like straight up fucking MIA, and he would chime in
Radio
occasionally.
silence.
So we were all like, well,
And then he'd pop in like every 4 days and be like, just been running, guys. How's it going? I hate this no drinking thing.
yeah, and then he'd be like tagged at the fucking Mexican restaurant.
Just burritos.
We're like, we
With
know
a-
you're
with a-
drinking, dumbass.
With a pitcher of margaritas.
So Thad ran a mile a day for 2 fucking days and then dropped off and drank and didn't run the entire fucking 30 days. Sam, what you drank the entire time, didn't you?
No, I didn't run, but I stayed sober.
Okay, yeah, that's right. He stayed sober, but he didn't run.
But I did.
Me,
Here's my
I
consolation.
stayed sober.
I did ride my bike
until-
every day.
You did ride your bike, but we already said that didn't count.
It didn't count, but like I do 6 miles a day. So
But Thad
That's
drank
about average
and didn't
for
run.
salesman.
Sam
you
didn't
know,
drink, but didn't run. I ran like all the miles in like 2 weeks, and then I drank the rest of the month. And the only sorry motherfucker was Matt. He got fucked because he did both. He didn't.
He
drink
was the loser.
Yeah, I lost
He would-
that deal. I won it. I won, but I lost. Lost the whole thing. I was not in favor of this deal the whole time. I
Hey, did you
said
lose
from
weight?
the get-go, this is. Oh yeah, I lost like 15 pounds.
So did I.
Yeah, I lost like 4.
I think I gained 12.
Well, and that was the damn deal. I was like, fuck, I know Dad's ass ain't doing none of this shit. We all fucking knew. I was like, and I'm pretty sure
Nick,
Sam's not doing all of it. I was like, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna run my fucking miles and then get back to drinking. And that last day, I ran fucking 10 goddamn miles. I ran 5 miles north and 5 miles back, right past the feed yard. And it wasn't much of a run towards the end. But as soon as I did that, I went straight to the fucking liquor store. I was like, if these cheating ass motherfuckers, at least I'm gonna do half of it. And I did half of it, and then I got tore up from the floor up.
Nick Schilling said he's looking forward to a bull session here in 20 years so he can see a rich silver Mexican goatee. Woo! Well, lucky for you, Nick, you've only got to wait about 2 and this sucker's going full silver. So
Matt's been going great since he was 8
you are
fucking 10 years old.
welcome. Yeah. I started going gray real early.
But it might be 20 years before Sam grows facial hair.
Sam's not growing facial hair. Look at that baby. There's no way that's happening.
I would like to see Thad
That's
try
funny.
to grow some facial
Yeah,
hair.
Thad, what the
Like
fuck?
I'll start a petition tonight. Thad grows a goatee.
Why are you leaving Sam out? I want to see both of them.
You know, Argentina's
all right.
Germans can't grow hair.
Oh, we'll do a poll. Who can grow a better goatee?
Oh.
Sam versus Thad.
And
Bad.
maybe we
Winner
get together.
gets a burning daylight ball cap.
Whoop, whoop.
Hey,
Well, yeah, but I was gonna say, because I know Sam's a bitch and he's not gonna back that. So how about if the winner gets a $50 bottle of bourbon?
Or tequila, depending on who wins.
Let's do it.
All right.
What's the time?
Thad,
frame?
you in?
yeah. Let's start.
Let's
Listen. Hold on.
4th of
Hold on.
July. 4th of
Yeah,
July.
I was gonna
best
say that.
goatee.
Now to 4th
What?
of July?
Yeah.
No.
I don't know if there's
No,
enough time
listen.
though. Look at their faces.
Okay.
They're not gonna grow a good goatee unless
No,
they're
we know it's not going to be a good one, but I want to see what it looks like.
Goatee is just like the chin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're fucked.
Well, let's
But
go
if you
August.
incorporate the mustache into it, then that's even
Well, the
better.
problem
That's
is I
your style
can't do
point.
here and I can't do here.
Oh,
Neither
we
can
know
I.
you can do here, Sam. We know this piece.
That was good.
Low hanging fruit. I
That was
couldn't help it.
good.
It was a layup. It was a layup.
Look, let's start.
Yeah,
Not
see,
a week
you
from
missed
tomorrow.
the line of the night. God damn it! Just a low key Hitler reference. It was so good.
That was a layup. I could not let
That
that
was
go.
pretty good. It was pretty good. Thad, why we
But seriously, they need like 2 months, Matt, because I mean, no offense, but they can't grow facial hair. So like it's got to be enough time to where like the little whispers come in.
why a week from tomorrow?
Okay,
Thad?
fair enough.
I got pictures. Not tomorrow. No, a week from Saturday.
A week
Okay.
from this
All right,
Saturday.
let's go.
After your pictures.
Let's go. August 1st. We'll check in. What
Oh
day
yeah,
is
that's
August?
good.
That's a
Well, how about we go August 6th? That's a Thursday. We'll have a bull session.
All right, perfect. August 6th, bull session. Winner gets a bottle of bourbon or
Blanton's.
tequila, depending on the winner.
I want Blanton.
Thad, let's do it. Come on, Thad.
Okay, yeah, I'm down.
I'm so excited. I'm so
Yeah,
excited.
he's in. There he is.
All right.
It's gonna be so
Like it.
fun. This is the best
I
thing we've done
hope
to date.
Sam
I
comes
guarantee
up
it.
with like a red Gandalf.
It's gonna be red. It's gonna be red.
A red Gandalf.
This is probably like the most exciting thing I think.
But I
been
gotta
a part
shave until when? Until Thad gets his,
No, you don't have to. No, time out. Thad has to do his own thing, but I think Sam. Yeah, I don't think Sam has to shave. I think that's Thad's problem.
Oh, I think so.
Well, I mean, seriously, you're the one with the deal.
Yeah, that'll work.
I mean, and then like you could probably just pluck the ones that pop out between here and Saturday.
That'll just show up looking like Forrest Gump after he's ran across the country 6 times.
I want to go home now.
It happens.
Matt, you were like, he's like fucking Rain Man. He knows every line to every fucking movie he's ever watched.
Pretty well.
It's facts. That's facts.
I could be a wealthy man if I would have taken that part of my brain and put it to use somewhere else, but haven't figured out how to do that yet. So,
well, we've done some pretty fucking stupid challenges. Back off. But this is probably the one I'm most excited about. I'm so pumped about this.
I can't wait for Forrest Payton here. I cannot wait.
That's such a terrible movie.
Whoa. Alabama.
I don't like that.
I'm gonna remove you from this meeting right now.
Yeah, can you mute him?
Oh, I can.
Forrest Gump is top 10.
Forrest Gump's not top 100.
It is top fucking 10, hands down. Hands down.
Yeah, top 10 worst movies ever.
Can you do the thing? You just mute him?
I'm getting real close to unfriending you on Facebook right now.
He's triggered.
Matt is triggered.
Yeah, all of you guys like that movie?
Of course. It's top 10. It's Forrest Gump.
It's a fucking American classic. God damn it.
Yeah.
It's like he wants me to just get irrationally mad right now.
Just dumb, man. For real. It's terrible.
Coming from the guy from Alabama.
You know what?
Maybe that's the
why
reason.
it is, guys. There's a lot of reading in that movie, and
Oh damn! Sam with the low blow, Jesus!
Damn,
bringing the heat.
Yeah, it's fucking terrible.
You know, Dad, I thought we had a pretty decent relationship, and I'm second guessing all that now because that is American classic. You need to go wash your goddamn mouth. That was soap. Your mama would do it for you.
I feel like
you can hear the shit coming out your goddamn mouth right now.
So, fellas, I feel like Tired Thad is just going to tell us how it is. So I feel like right now is the time we should ask him a few key things.
All right.
So, Thad, what do you think about your upcoming pictures?
Forrest Gump fucking sucks.
Hey, Thad, how much are you paying the photographer?
Jenny's stupid.
Jenny.
Well, I can agree with that.
She moving into your place, or are you moving into hers?
I ain't going nowhere.
Well, that's exactly how the movie went.
Tell us about that shrimp boat, Thad.
I'll tell you about the shrimp boat. It should have fucking drowned with a hurricane.
The only question I have is, does your Lieutenant Dan, did he make it?
What?
Did your version of Lieutenant Dan make it to the hurricane?
don't-
Okay,
what?
moving on.
Guess not. He lost more than his
all right.
legs, apparently.
So, on a related note, do you call your penis Lieutenant Dan? Because that would be hilarious.
Floppy magic legs.
No, it's not short or sawed off.
The real question is whether or not you invested in Bill Gates' fruit company or not.
Yeah, that's a valid question. Because if you've been holding that on us this whole fucking time, Thad, I'm going to be really pissed.
Because now all of a sudden we might be best friends, buddy.
Dad's just like a closet billionaire.
Do you need investors or whatever?
It's something to invest in. I've got plenty of schemes.
They're all terrible, but we've got a lot of them.
Dude,
Hey,
if I was-
there's a
If I was
never-ending
strapped,
supply
I
of
would
them.
not be waking up in 4 hours and 10 minutes to go truck cattle. I just wouldn't do it.
That's why
I
are
don't
you
blame
even
you.
talking to us?
Well, the cocaine's nice though, right?
I know. And the meth, the meth, that's a perk.
I
How's
had to-
Jamie
I had to
Joe?
swing by Louisiana last week just to keep going, man.
Hey, and Jets were Jamie Joe.
Well, yeah, because she's the one that's his dealer. And among other things they've got going on.
She deals me some stuff, and I deal her some stuff, man.
Yeah, we know. We fucking know.
No, he's
Louisiana gets
slanging them.
downridden.
Down written.
He's
I didn't-
slanging, but it ain't no dope.
But she is. That she is. To be clear, she is. She is totally doing that.
Most likely. All right, well, fellas, I think we probably wrapped that one up.
Yeah, let's end it on Thad doing dope and fucking Jamie Joe. I love that.
I hope his
think
fiance
there's
doesn't
no
listen to this.
more
I
logical
hope-
way to end it
well,
is
If
Thad
his fiance
loves
is like the rest of
cocaine
our wives,
and Jamie
she ain't
Joe.
listening.
Oh, I just recently found out my boss listens to this.
Well, I hope you enjoyed your
fuck.
employment.
That's rough.
I mean, you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah, sincere apologies.
Yeah. So if you guys hear of anything, let me know.
Well, here's a fun thing about the feedlot life is you can go about 10 miles from where you're, well, about 20, 30 miles from where you're at, and you can have a new job. No big deal.
I can go like
Where you can go
within
like
15 miles. There's like 12 feed yards.
Okay.
in this town.
Excuse me. In between 15 and 20 miles, you can have a new job.
Opportunities everywhere.
Yep.
All right, well,
Montana.
Nick, where can everybody find you at?
On Facebook at Nick Allen Loot or on Instagram at Will Cowboy for Food. Waiting on Rawhide
Awesome.
right now, so it's gonna be a minute.
Cool. Either way, go order one. They're pretty badass. Broke a rope today, but the Honda is still intact. Tied a new knot. Still got a Honda. Great stuff. Jesse, how about you?
You can find me at Jesse Stetson on Instagram or Facebook and StetsonRanches.com.
Cool. Thad, how about you?
Thaddeus Payton on Facebook and Instagram, or at the Mexican joint, whichever one you want to look.
Ladies, he is taken. Back off. Even with his Forrest Gump soon-to-be goatee. Back off. He's taken.
Or don't. Either way, it could be exciting.
It could be. It'll be fun for us. So, like, bring it on. I want to hear some more stories.
Jamie Joe whoop y'all's ass.
Hey, I don't want
We're
to
gonna have to start a fangirl page for him.
Yes.
We don't need to be hearing about your side piece, Thad.
Thad's bitches. We'll start. We'll start.
Yeah, I'm sure
just for
his
that.
future ex-wife is going to love that.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Future wife.
Either way, hashtag Thad's bitches.
I'm gonna
I
start.
have to use that.
I
Sam,
like how
how about
he.
you, buddy?
I like how Thad corrected me, but he did not correct the hashtag Thad's bitches.
I know.
the catch is
Because he
on.
wants to see what's going on. Then DMs is open, son.
Hey, we was working cows one time. This guy said, he said, well, when y'all come back, bring your wives and girlfriends. And my buddy, just as serious as could be, he said, sir, I don't think it's a good idea to bring my wife and my girlfriend up here.
Oh, Sam McHugh. Where the fuck they find you at?
You can find me on Facebook under the McHughes or on Instagram under _ Sam McHugh. And you can find Robbie at Uncle Touchy's Naked Puzzle Basement.com.
Wait, first off, why do you know that's a thing? How do you know that website?
Found you.
You're disgusting.
Easy Google search.
It's just a simple Google thing, Robbie.
Sure it is. It's probably more like a 10-year history.
All right, so
with,
what was that one again? Uncle Touchy's.
NakedPuzzleBasement.com. Robbie
There
McKinley.
we go.
Yeah, you worked on that way too hard. I'll tell you
It's
that
been
right
thinking
now.
on that a while.
Proud new sponsor,
I'm
Burning
sad
Daylight.
for you that you researched that. Okay, uncles and like anything about touchy
Apparently,
feely
it's hard
stuff.
for you guys to believe that I'm that clever.
Folks, that was 3 months worth of work for Sam.
I hired.
I mean, I got to appreciate the dedication. It's a
No,
little
like,
sad.
I appreciate it, but I'm a little disappointed that you got the Uncle Fuzzies out there before you got the fucking Burning Daylight intro
Burning
song.
Daylight.
But whatever.
It's only been a year and a half, Matt.
I know. I just keep waiting.
And and the thing is, though, here with all this COVID stuff, I'm sure Sam is so fucking busy. He's out everywhere because that's what people
he's out
do when
shitting
they're
his pants
quarantined.
all over town.
Yeah. If you see
He's
yourself
riding
twice
his
a month,
bike
like, you don't have
to
time.
the next Klan rally, and there's nothing
You guys.
wrong with
I
that.
He
That
can't
shit is
get his
so
goddamn
fucking wrong.
costume steam pressed because they're closed.
Once again, for the record, Sam McHugh is not a Klan member. He just happens to live in northern Idaho, which they're kind of known for that. It's
Allegedly.
low-hanging fruit, and we will grab that fruit every chance available. That's just how
You heard it here, folks. Matt
Sam-
likes to grab my fruit.
That was a reach.
All right. On that note, thanks for tuning in, folks. And move your ass. We're burning daylight. Oh, fuck. What a good time.
Oh, and Sam's a